So welcome to State of Decay 3. I just went through and I picked my characters, and we're going to get started here. We have very trusting DIY remodeler. He's got craftsmanship. We got somebody who's good at computers and somebody who's good at chemistry. So those will become useful, as we'll see as we move on here. Hopefully we get either a builder or a trader right off the bat. That would be ideal. And I apologize about the mic. I will be getting a new mic probably here in the next couple weeks. But for the first several episodes, this will be the audio quality. I have it sitting on my lap so that it isn't as bad. It's a little bit closer, that way I won't be so quiet, and I'll see how I can adjust my audio quality and editing, see if I can get some of that feedback on. But other than that, I do apologize about that issue.
Now that you mention it,
So I don't know anything about this map. I don't think I've ever been on this one unless I played it when I first played this game. We're going to probably be out of fuel, but there might be some rucksacks or stuff I could rip out of the car and bring to the base just to get us some materials right off the bat. First goals for today, probably going to be get a car up and running,
we really ought to think
bring in some materials depending on how much we already have. Obviously get the base started,
I really hope we find a new
and
soon.
if we can, find some sort of weapon, like some sort of gun. Where'd the guy go? I see him. Did he oh, he must have warped through the ground. Okay. He talks nice. I might have played... Oh yeah, I've definitely played this map. This was the first map I played. That is a ton of play cards. Holy cow. Because I've only actually played this game on the survivor difficulty and not on the regular one. So this one has a ton more play cards. Probably at least 4 or 5 more than on survival difficulty in the first one. So this will definitely be pretty interesting. We'll save some of the closer lootables for until we have till it's kind of night, because we're gonna loot this area here during the night, and we'll kind of do some of the more farther stuff looking around. Ooh, the strip mall's up here in the beginning, and we may run to the broker and see if we can't pick up some weapons from him. I think it's a lot more fun than just doing I'm losing my words here. Than just only using the weapons that you find out when you're running around. There's a lot of cool stuff you can get, and they're pretty fun to use, like automatic shotguns and such. So I kind of prefer using those. See if you're alive. Oop, dodge through. Take him down. As you'll notice, I really like that dodge through move. I've played a decent amount of Dark Souls, so it's like very similar to the iframes. So that's kind of why I do this. That dodge through. Once I knew that that was a mechanic in the game, that's what I started doing. So it helps keep your weapons more intact as well. So there is strategic reasons for doing it, but oh wow, he only hit me once and I already got an injury from that, and we don't have an infirmary or anything, so that's gonna be a little frustrating to be taking off that.
Still got Zeds
dodge through him.
I guess this'll do. Now it's time to claim this place before anyone else shows up.
Alright, so we're secure, so we're gonna go pick this place up, and then we'll check what leaderships our characters have. And if we have a builder or a trader, then that's who we'll pick up. And the reason why we would want the builder is because they have one of the best abilities later. He's got the trader, so that's a good start. He's got the best ability later. And we want the trader because all traders, wow. So I guess we'll just play as him. So Builder has the end ability where you can equip like a boon that gives you power and water. And the builder or the trader gets the trade depot, so you can bring in resources. Don't really have to do as much locating and scavenging, so it'll make it a little bit more fun to watch overall. He needs a better backpack. That sucks. Finding backpacks, they're very common, but they still kind of suck to carry around. They're very heavy. And let's get your rucksack. No.
Yeah, later.
I have not tracked down any building materials yet, but I will. This is ammunition. So, since we have some of that, let's see. We're gonna need more building materials to get anything done. I wouldn't want to use the rain catcher. That's just a waste of a slot, honestly. So I do have a number of games. Obviously I haven't posted in about a year. It's been a little while, but I figured if I'm gonna play video games every now and again, I should at least do something productive while I'm doing it. So sometimes I'll be recording videos, sometimes I'll be editing them, and that way I'm still more or less doing something productive even while I'm doing something unproductive. So that's good. So we'll leave that house, but we'll just get this shop here. And I have a number of other games. I think this one's going to kind of be my main one. I'm going to post a lot of videos about State of Decay is my plan. They're not going to be very heavily edited, maybe just a couple cuts. No really end card, maybe some music in the background, but it's going to be pretty quiet. So it's really nothing it's just something to kind of watch and chill to, kind of either keep it on in the background, or if you're really interested in State of Decay, maybe you can learn a couple things about playing the game. So this is kind of a niche game, so hopefully you find it entertaining, and I'll do my best to be entertaining without being overkill, you know. Alrighty, so we got our building materials, and so we should be able to start building an infirmary, and then we'll move on right to building a workshop if we have enough after that.
Either a workshop or an infirmary would be a good place to start.
So we're gonna go with the infirmary.
I'm glad we've already got a start on building this base up into something real.
Yeah, part of why I wanted to get back into YouTube is I watched one of my old videos, and although they're obviously very cringy, because you're never going to really enjoy watching yourself do any sort of video stuff, but I still found them quite entertaining, so I didn't want to just not do it just because I find myself kind of cringy. I probably will still find myself cringy, even though I'm a little bit older and have a little bit more experience in like editing and talking with the camera, rather than just, I don't know. It's hard to find my words. Words are very difficult sometimes.
Yeah, we did it.
Okay. Alrighty. So the gas station should allow us to get a car back. I don't think we'll set up an outpost here. We're gonna look for some gas, and looking at the potential resources, there's actually fuel and gas here, which is really helpful.
Looks like this place is Z-free
because we need fuel for sure, because we have 0, and that's going to give us a little bit of a morale boost. And we need materials because we have to build the workshop and start upgrading stuff. We'll clear this trash real quick. And let's see if we get fuel in this guy. That That would be awesome. Alrighty, we got a cow. Well, the Western straw hat. I always think it's a cowboy hat, but it's not a cowboy hat. And looks like we got an extra lootable right here. Alrighty, just some parts, which are going to be useful for doing a number of things at the beginning of the game. And then we'll go up and take a quick break up on this billboard. And hopefully I'm actually able to put this guy into my editor. The reason why I had to re-record it was because my editing software, which is HitFilm 4 Express, doesn't take MKV files, and that's what OBS, which is the recording software that I'm using, kind of automatically defaults to. So that's why I have to restart a community. But hopefully it's only 30-40 minutes of footage, so it's not a huge deal to lose that. And I'd rather get those kind of mistakes sorted out before I really start getting into recording these on a semi-regular basis, because that wouldn't be very fun. And I think on a lot of the time these games have a ton of stuff that happens that's silly, whether it's glitches with the cars, which tend to be one of the biggest sources of game issues, especially in multiplayer. If cars collide, the collision with cars in multiplayer is typically pretty awesome. So we'll kind of take clips like that, whether it's cool stuff or funny stuff, and I'll spend a little bit extra time editing those guys and making them into something pretty cool. So if you do only want to watch the highlights, I'll put together something for just the highlights, and that'll be alright. Alrighty, so we're going to drop this off, and then we're going to go get that car after we throw all this in there. We're going to need that. And we'll just run out, grab that car, and bring it back to the gas station and continue our looting process here, and maybe hit a couple other scouting areas, see what's in our general vicinity. Now when you're on nightmare mode, it's a lot more dangerous, but when you're not on nightmare mode, you really don't have to worry about the zombies too much at the beginning. You're mainly just focusing on your resources and doing base management activities. So there's a car up there. Zombies don't seem too impressed with me. What the hell? Are those people or are those zombies that aren't moving? What is over there? Oh, there they go. I don't know, it's more ominous when they're standing straight up than when they're moving and shambling around. I don't know why that is. So I got in her line of sight, so... Oh, got out of there. Perfect. Okay. So hopefully we'll be able to do this without alerting any other zombies. Oh, get out of the car. Trying to refuel you. Perfect. Oops. Nope, didn't notice me. Sure did look like she did though. Alrighty. That is not something you can go over. Alrighty, so now we have a car. That makes grabbing things a lot easier. And the car is probably one of the most important resources we have, because more or less you're not going to get murdered in a car. And the reason why we're not going to go over to those survivors for a little bit, we're going to need some plague samples for those guys. And I'm not really interested in picking up plague samples right now while we're just getting our base set up. So alrighty. Can't search that gas can, which is unfortunate because that normally produces some sort of fuel, as you would expect. What I could really use during this kind of downtime is more topics to talk about outside of just gameplay, so that there's not so much dead air. So if you have anything you'd like me to talk about, please throw it down in the comments and I'll see if I can look into it. I've been reading a lot of trying to read a lot of Yahoo Finance articles. They're very long, so I have like 17 on my phone. It just notifies me when one appears, and they appear quite frequently. But I'm just kind of learn a little bit about the stock market, stock trade, setting up a Roth IRA, which is super fascinating gameplay discussion. It's the stock market, so maybe give me something that's a little bit more entertaining that I can talk about, unless you want to hear what I find out about the stock market from a beginner, because you know my financial advice will be extremely sound and based on purely facts and no feelings.
We've milked this place dry.
Okay. So we got 2 materials out of that one. That's a pretty good find. He jumped through the window, but I went out the window, so I'm not concerned about that. But he still was able to locate me, but it doesn't really make a difference. Alrighty. We're gonna hit a couple more scout spots and see if we can't find an ammo place, because what we really need right now is ammunition and explosives. So let's hit this guy here because it's close. Okay, he didn't give me anything. Disappointed in him. Thought he was better than that. Yeah, the plague zombies are probably like, I don't know, 30% drop rate on those plague samples. I mean, they don't drop very often. And I tend to be a magnet for bloater zombies, whether they're laying on the ground or standing in the middle of the road. I always seem to be able to seek them out and hit them. But since we're still in the early game, I don't think there's really going to be any around, so it makes it helpful. As for outposts, we're probably just going to pick up whatever our lowest resource. We're just going to pick up that outpost, which I think right now is fuel. And maybe ammunition as well. I'm not really concerned about food. It's pretty common of something to find, so that's not something I'm really worried about at this moment. But we just gotta find the correct outpost, and I normally do it when my inventory is full. That way I'm not wasting the outpost, usage, or wasting the influence, because when I need to basically create some area where I put my stuff down and I have to get rid of one outpost to get another one, it's just a waste of influence. Even if you get refunded a portion of it, it's still better to just have outposts that are a little bit more spread out and not so close together. So I'm not seeing... That's a gunshot right there.
Oh, now
So
that
that's
looks like
where
it
we're
might
gonna
really
go.
haul
It's
ass.
a survey car.
Okay.
I think there
Nothing more
might
to see
be
here.
some sort of bonus to the survey car, but I'm not really sure what that is, but we may pick that car up and take it anyway. Oops, where you at? You're making a lot of noise, but you're not coming after me. Oh, hi. So you have fun with that. I am going to go elsewhere. Bye. So I got 2 chasing. I am just going to go in here and they will more than likely jump through the window and make a lot of noise. And that's okay.
That won't work.
Oops. I've never really figured out how the grab mechanic works. It's like you have to be behind them to grab them and then you can do finishing moves on them, but I'm not really that good at it. I'm sure it's the same concept as... Oh,
Fine by me.
that right there, that open crate, is a rare weapon crate. So if that was our lootable, that would be a lot better. Well, we don't have a crossbow, so the bolts don't really do us any good, but... We don't have any weapons, so really any ammunition isn't really very useful, but... It is what it is. I think we're going to make this our outpost. One of our outposts. And... then we'll just search the remaining couple lootables and just put everything away. Perfect.
Consider this outpost ready to go.
Alrighty, we'll get rid of all this stuff and then finish searching these guys.
Nothing more to see here.
And perfect, we got a shotgun. So that's good for putting ferals down fairly quickly. You really don't need much ammo as long as you're a good shot, which I tend to be. Feel like I'm going to eat those words at some point in time. But it's harder to be a bad shot on PC for sure. So since this building right here has stuff, we'll just pick up this one too. Food and meds. But we're running low on space. We'll pick up one more ruck and then I think we'll head back. Alrighty. I don't think we're gonna trade. I think we're gonna scrap that one. I don't see a huge amount of use for it. Oh, get out of there.
Still got dead company.
Oop, through. Oh, buddy, the door. Yeah, the door is open, but that's okay. Okay. So this is probably our meds here. And the food might be this one next to it. Okay. So we'll try to search the smaller items and leave the bigger one. But that's probably the food. Alrighty. Let's see what we got. Yep. So nothing we can do about that. We are full up on materials. I could bring another person, but I'm not too worried about it. So we'll just kind of drive up the side of this hill if we can. And ta-da, we're home. Yeah, I remember on my other map when we played on this map, we had like 10 cars stuffed in here, and that was fun. I'm gonna have to make sure that we can put all this stuff in. Yeah, we got room. We got enough room. And that gave us some influence, and we'll be able to put up a workshop here. workshop and repair that facility. And that should give us a number of morale bonuses after that. So we'll go grab the food ruck, and then we'll check out another couple outposts. Perfect.
Check out the stuff I just delivered.
Awesome. Alrighty, here's the food one. And then we are going to grab this one here. So for this playthrough, we're really just gonna do as much right as possible. There's not really any challenge associated with this one. Nothing special. We're just, I'm going the wrong way. We're just playing through the game. And we're gonna make allies. We'll kill the hostile ones, kill the plague hearts, fortify the base, and move on. I've actually never completed State of Decay as of yet, so that would be a new deal for me. I don't really know what comes after. I've destroyed all the plague hearts in my other one, and it just was something about fortifying the base, but I don't know what comes after that. We're gonna kill that plague zombie. And we have a toolkit, so I'm not concerned with destroying my vehicle. Who cares? We're just having fun. But I will actually fight these guys instead of just... Alrighty, give my stamina a second to charge back up. You got no arms. Oh. Get off me, please.
I can't keep this up.
Alright. Got her. I can keep it up, and I will keep it up. Alrighty. Alright, so we are moving on to nighttime. So once nighttime comes, we will make our way back and call it an episode. Hopefully add some enjoyment from it. It's pretty short, but we have a lot to do as we move on. Oh, come on. It's not that clean. Look at how much crap there is everywhere. Next episode, we should be finding more weapons and looting the local places around our house to see if we find any materials. As the night tends to be a little bit more dangerous, but really not so dangerous that it causes too many problems. As long as you're on a low enough difficulty, which we are in this case. Alrighty. Now, I'm not sure about if we really need electricity at this moment in time. I think it might be better to just get fuel as the next outpost. Because although electricity is helpful for building a lot of stuff, our base really isn't at that stage yet where we need electricity for it. Looks like they're still doing that stuff, so can't do much about that yet. The base is just kind of in a little bit different situation. Let's see if we can get a couple other places before it gets too dark. Alrighty, we'll just do some of these trailers. Oh, I forgot to actually hit the survey point. I guess that would help. Alrighty. Missed the ladder. Missed the ladder second time, and I got it. Oh, so we have water and electricity here. Gosh. I don't think we have the fuel to really pay for either of them. What are you doing? Whoa. There's a lot of areas around here.
I think that location might make the perfect outpost.
I really don't think it would. I think you're wrong on that one, partner. I think the perfect outpost would be one that produces all of the resources, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. Whoa. Another play card over there.
Oh,
See,
now
I
that looks
remember
like
in
it
the
might really haul ass.
I remember in the other version, you found the play cards. You didn't. They weren't on your map, so I don't know if that's part of the Juggernaut Edition update, or if maybe I'm misremembering that aspect of the game. But that's what I remember.
Okay.
All right.
More to see here.
I've said alright only like 450 times during this video. I hope that's alright with you guys.
Another project finished. Great job, folks.
Alrighty, workshop's done. Can upgrade it. Can upgrade that, but I have the material too. For the last one, I would like the watchtower, but I think the garden is going to be more useful for kind of counteracting that stuff. Let's see, I can't remember which skills we have. Nobody has gardening. Nobody has cooking. But we do have chemistry. So, since nobody has gardening, that kind of throws a damper in it. I still think we're gonna pick it up instead. Oh, and it looks like it's really starting to get dark now. So I think we'll just head back and call it a day. Oh, we're pretty far from the base. We went out a little bit farther than I thought. What's in there? I want whatever's in here. Probably like one item, which seems weird for a whole Onycs or trailer to have one item on it.
Is that it?
See? Yep, that is it. Get off my car. Get off my car. Thank you. Ooh, ooh. I missed a couple. Okay, I thought that sound was going to be solid. Oh god. Perfect. If you have a problem with my car driving abilities, I don't really care. You gotta have fun with the game somehow. And driving the cars is one of the most fun things in the game sometimes. Alrighty. So night is going and showing up. We're gonna grab another character. We will throw the shotgun into our little storage thing and switch to a different character. We're gonna go with Mark here, with the super long last name, Mark Panagiotopoulos. Mark has a very long last name, and I respect that. Okay. You get the shotgun, but we don't have a better melee weapon than the pipe. So, we will work on some other stuff in the next episode. Thanks for watching. There's going to be no end card. There just should be some annotations coming up here on the screen. Please watch the next episode when you get a chance. And goodbye.